Good evening and warm welcome to all. I'm Professor Ramesh, and it's a great pleasure to welcome the Honorable Minister to the inauguration of the digital magazine India Chapter.in. We conceived this platform, digital platform, along with our other founder, Mr. Kanchan Banerjee, a healthcare technology expert from Boston, and he is also the founder and president of Global Indian Initiative for Bharat Vikas. He is with us, sir. And we are glad, sir, today is finally materializing after we have been conceptualizing for last 6 months in your august presence of the Honorable Minister today. I'm also guided in this by Dr. Prasanna Kumar, an educationist and chairman of Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education in Hyderabad. Honorable Minister, sir, we felt extremely emboldened and encouraged when you kindly agreed to our request. You hold, sir, two of the most important and critical portfolios of India, the transport and road sectors, which are happening sectors in India today, even in this COVID period, and MSME, which holds the key for revival of employment post-COVID. In the world of academics, sir, we see you as a visionary leader with a clear focus on implementation. I heard several of your, interviews in the interviews, sir, and I heard you talking about how you resolve problems when it comes to you. It holds that how hands-on you are on implementation and how implementation focused you are. Your contribution to infrastructure is highly appreciated and valued. We can see even in these difficult COVID times, your ministry, MSME ministry, is vigorously launching many MSME scheme programs to revive and promote this sector. I'm sure these will bear fruits in the days to come. We are grateful to you again, sir, for joining us today. I have great pleasure in introducing Professor Ved Nandaji. Professor Nanda is a senior professor and professor of law in the Stern College of Law in the University of Denver. He was awarded Padma Bhushan 2018 for literature and education. The more interesting thing is that Denver University has established the Ved Nanda Center of International Law, named after him, which is a rare recognition in the world of academics. Another dimension of him, for which he is well known, is for his lifelong engagement in promoting our national interests in US. I hear, sir, that you have been involved in active social life right from your student days. Now we are aware, sir, it's 7 a.m. probably in Denver, and we are thankful to you for joining us at this time, early hours. Thank you, sir. Let me now briefly introduce IndiaChapter.in. It's a collective of scholars and writers to advance the India's chapter in the 21st century. It wishes to rediscover the intellectual and traditional knowledge heritage of India in ways that the current generation can connect. The thrust is to promote positive narratives, which we do understand include constructive criticisms also, both positive narratives and national narratives. Today, there is almost a disbelief, sir, when we started, that there can be market for positive narratives in India as well and even more globally also. There is today a dire need for an ecosystem. The ecosystem for positive narrative, which needs critical mass of writers, critical mass of readers, discerning readers, as well as platforms to really give access to, give the expression for their writings. This is intent. India chapter intends to be one such platform. In fact, when I started talking to my academic colleagues in other institutes and central universities and all, we realized that they are many of them have been wanting to write and express and even do research. They are doing a lot of research in our traditional sector, but they don't have many platform to express. So we found that we have got a niche there. We are targeting scholars from wide range of disciplines. We hope to set some positive agendas in the coming days in various fields. Range of fields we are really opened up on our website. We'll be playing the role of an aggregator, and you'll be happy to know, sir, that we have now commitments from 100 plus contributors who are professors, PhD scholars, and writers. We have been really spreading a net wide, including in US and Australia, thanks to our friends from Kanchan and Bala and Veji from US. We understand it needs a critical mass if we want an ecosystem to really provide a positive narrative agenda. We would need a critical mass, and we are targeting to mobilize about 1,000 contributors, maybe in the next 6 months or 1 year, who would make the ecosystem. We have made inroads in US and Australia, and we'll also look forward to in Europe. We are covering a wide range of disciplines and themes. And we have two features called the topical threads and then the thought papers, where people can continue to start a thread and then continue to start contributing in that. From the ever debated, the threads will be on ever debated disciplines of economics, sociology, history, like people have posted on migration, GDP, infrastructure, and everything. Two fields discussed only among scholars. We want it to be really known widely outside, like ancient Indian mathematics, science in ancient Indian technology, and profound insights from Ayush to architecture to astronomy. So when I started talking to people working in this field, I found there is already a well-developed knowledge in all this, but I think even the general public should know. This is known in the relevant circle of their scholars, but we want to really bring it to the general knowledge of the youth and the social media savvy people. So for starters, we plan to inventarize whatever we know already and then start putting out in lucid languages, which the general public and especially the youth and social media savvy youngsters can really relate to. The most critical of the ecosystem is really generating the discerning readership who are really open to receiving this and generating interest among young readers in India as well as abroad, our own NRIs or even people who are Indiophiles who want to know about India. We are reaching out to students and social media savvy milieu, and we'll be comprehensively leveraging technology. We see it as a digital venture, not just as a academic venture or a journalistic venture and like that. So we'll be leveraging on whatever all the features that the digital technology offers to us. With this brief introduction, sir, I would like to invite our esteemed guest, Professor Nanda, to address the participants. One important announcement before that, after the Honorable Minister's speech, we will end with a vote of thanks and national anthem. And I request all participants to wait for the announcements. Please do wait. I would now like to invite Shri Ved Nandaji to deliver the special address. We look forward to your insights, sir, from your decades of engagement with promoting India's interest in USA. Professor Ved Nandaji, please. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Delighted to be with you. As I am here in the morning, I know that it's evening in India. So, good evening. Namaskar, pranam to every one of you. And Nitin Gadkari ji, Professor Ramesh ji, Kanchan Banerjee, Professor Kumar ji, and all those who are here. I came simply to congratulate you because I think it's a wonderful initiative, an initiative much needed, because in the marketplace of ideas, you do want to have a robust, convincing, compelling voice. And I think this platform, where you did say that there are almost 100 scholars who would be willing to do that, I'm delighted. I know that you asked me for about 10 minutes to speak, but I know that Gadkari ji has got another appointment, so I'm going to cut even short. And you asked me to talk about then and now, and the imprint of the diaspora in this country. Then for me is 1960 and October when I came to this country. Came to Chicago, University of Chicago, Northwestern, went to Yale, and after Yale started at the United Nations as a legal officer, and then I began work as teaching around. Very briefly then, at that time, when I came in the 60s, there were very few people of Indian origin in this country. What had happened was that after 1965, immigration opened up a little. The country embraced some people coming from abroad, and Indians at that time, people of Indian origin, they started coming here. Now, they were all educated, but at the same time, initially as they came, They came in order to have their own well-being improved. And so for the first many years, it was simply trying to keep themselves abreast of all that's happening here. But the focus was simply on economic interests. Times changed, and I'm going to skip all that, but I'll come to 1990s because I'll begin very briefly to mention a few names that all of you are familiar in the business community, and along with that, in the academic community, doctors, and people who have made a great deal of impact here, even in the political arena. But that came gradually, beginning with simply those economic interests, but finally realizing and recognizing that in order to have an imprint on this society, they need to participate in the mainstream and main media and all those activities that are part of the life here. So 1990s were the ones when, for example, in the commercial area, the glass ceiling was there until then. But mid 1990s, just two names for you, Rakesh Gangwal. He became the CEO of US Airways. And similarly, at that time, we had Ramani Iyer, who was Hartford Financial Services CEO. And then came 2001 when Indra Nooyi became the CEO of Pepsi. But then let me bring you today. 2018, Forbes is the one that looked into Indians who were CEOs of companies, and they named 7 of them. And I might just mention very briefly to you Shantanu Narayan and Adobe, Sundar Pichai in Google, and that time Satyanarayan Nadella in Microsoft, then Ajay Paul Singh Banga in MasterCard, Sanjay Mehrotra in Micron, and Dinesh C. Paliwal in Human International Industries. Along with that, they looked also Vivek Sankaran in Albertson. And they said that their combined annual revenue is a 360 billion, greater than the GDP of all but 34 countries in the world. And then I come to 2020. And today, this last February, we had 2 new CEOs. IBM as Arvind Krishna and WeWork, that was they hired Mandeep Mathrani. And let me mention, along with all those that I have mentioned today, Rajiv Suri in Nokia, Puneet Ranjan in Deloitte, Vasant Vas in Novartis, Raj Shah in Mayfair, George Curran in NetApp, and Nikesh Arora in Palo Alto Networks. Simply give you an indication of how these people from Indian origin have not simply prospered here, but they are the ones who are at the present time cutting edge technology and giving direction to this country and setting examples for Americans. Very briefly, let's look at the doctors in this country. The numbers are absolutely astounding because in 2018, 221,838 doctors of Indian origin. I have friends here who tell me that they don't want to go to any other doctor, not an American, but an Indian doctor. Indian doctor is caring. Indian doctor is much more competent than most American doctors. And today, I think they are in the forefront of this fight against COVID. So that is the setting. And you probably have heard about American Association of Physicians of India, RP, a very, very prestigious group. I come to my own area, and that is academics. In the academics, uh, those who have looked into the academic world, they feel that Indians, along with Jewish people in this country, have dominated. I looked at the business schools, and the most prestigious business schools, they are being at the present time headed by people of Indian origin. Chicago's Booth School of Business, that was Sunil Kumar. And as he left, then came Madhav Rajan. Look at Harvard and Deepak Jain at Northwestern, Nitin Noria at Harvard until now, Ranga Rajan Sundaram at NYU, and Paul Media at Georgetown. At my own place, just last year, we hired Vivek Chaudhary, Dean of Daniels. For about 14 years, I was the Vice Chancellor, Vice Provost of my university. And I'm very pleased to tell you that working with people here, they have always felt that people of Indian origin, they bring a very special trait of theirs, not simply hard work, not simply being diligent, but at the same time caring. And along with all that, their colleagues, their students, they are the ones who are reverential about their scholarship, about their caring, about their teaching. Let me briefly, very briefly mention to you in the political arena, because today both parties, Republican and Democratic, they are feeling very strongly that almost 2 million eligible voters that are of Indian origin, that they can make a difference. Mention to you simply 4 states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, maybe 3 of them simply, Wisconsin. Last time, the person who won, Mr. Trump, he had 0.2% in Michigan, 0.7% in Pennsylvania, and 0.8% advantage in Wisconsin. So that makes a difference. And at the present time, both Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden, they have been trying to woo Indian voters. As I was talking about academics, I think I should also mention that probably you have heard her name, Renu Khattar. She is at the present time chancellor of the entire University of Houston camp, not simply the campus in Houston, but the entire system. And obviously in India, it doesn't mean much, but here she has on her own campus more than 45,000 students. And she also was, along with that, in the Hall of Fame of Houston Women's Special Place. I think I should probably stop as I talked about the people of Indian origin. I was looking at how many at the present time have won primaries, and plenty of them. But at the present time also, we have got Ro Khanna, Pramala Jaipal, Raja Krishnamurthy, and Ami Bera. They are the ones who are in the House of Representatives. And Kamala Harris, who might become president of this country because she is tapped to be the vice president. And if the Democrats win, she might be the president, next president. And I simply want you to know that out of India, at times, the feeling is that Trump must win because he's a friend of India. But I simply want you to know, and all of you know it, that no matter who wins in White House, today it's understood, acknowledged, recognized widely that it's the United States that needs India. more than India needs United States, because geopolitical setting is such in which the United States does need friends in that part of the world, and India, being the democracy in that very, very tough neighborhood, is the one that the United States feels. With China, all those kind of situations, Taliban, today they have begun the discussion in order to get together. I think I need to stop. Um, Honorable Minister, delighted that you came. It's a wonderful initiative. I want again to congratulate you and wish you all success. Pranam.
Thank you, Nandaji. I mean, I think it's very interesting to trace the history of India's death through people, through leadership, and you really did it. And these are all worth exploring, and we can really put a paper together. Now is the moment we've all been waiting. We invite the Honorable Minister, Shri Gadkari ji, to deliver the inaugural address. We are keen to hear your thoughts, sir, on India in 21st century, which will also give us a canvas to work on. Now I request the Honorable Minister, please. Yes, sir.
Respectable Dr. Nanda, Professor G. Ramesh,
Yes.
all respectable dignitaries and dear friends. It is really a great pleasure and pride for me to interact with you, people who have great contribution in the different field and who are representing in a true sense the Indian culture and Indian as India, a great representation in the whole world, and they are well recognized and respectable. I always remember the historical speech of Swami Vivekananda ji. He elaborated in a way that at the time when he declared this speech, in his speech, that is exactly a great vision for Indians, that how we are going to build up this new India. Swami Vivekananda was declared at that time, the 18th century. The century was for Mughal Sultanate. 19th, it was Union Jack was everywhere. It's for you British. And the 20th century, everywhere the USA is becoming the most powerful country, and actually, in a true sense, they are now lead the world. But the Swamiji giving reference about India about 21st century, that 21st century is the century for India. And it is the great opportunity for all of us that we have to make India a super economic power, not economically, but globally. We need to make India number one power in the world. But actually, our philosophy, our religion, our Sanskriti is always giving a message कि विश्व का कल्याण हो. We never say that कि हमारा कल्याण हो. Always we have sanskar that विश्व का कल्याण हो. We are not Vistarvadi. Fortunately, some of the countries, they are always interested how to increase their land length and everything by capturing the small countries. But India as a whole, always we have a policy that we respect all the people and always helpful to all the people, because our history, our culture, our religion, our sanskars are giving some special contribution to the society by which our identification is very different. The other important thing always I remember from our one of the philosopher which guide us, Swargiya Dattopanta Thengdi. The Thengdi was a great thinker, and he given a very good statement that every politician thinks about his next election, and every socio-economic reformer thinks from century to century. So the people who are thinking in the interest of the country and the society, 100% they are going to think for century to century. So presently, the century which is going to be passed now, it is the history. But taking experiences from the history, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the country, on the basis of that, how we are going to make our country, that is the most important $1 million question for all of us. And that is exactly for that reason we need to understand our strength and our weaknesses. And actually, what my feeling is, we need to strengthen our strengths. At the same time, we need to convert our weaknesses into strength. As an Indian situation, as far as whatever Mr. Nanda was telling to us, he was absolutely correct. Out of 10 good doctors in USA, at least 4 belongs to India. Our software engineers are dominating in the whole world. The one thing is very clear, that the people of Indian origin, what they are contributing in the different part of the world, their performance, their contribution is very excellent. So one thing is very clear, that India has got a huge potential where we can contribute in different fields, and our contribution of our people is really very remarkable and historical. So one thing is very clear, that we have got the potential to lead different fields and giving appropriate vision for the world. One of the important thing which always I remember, that you can donate eye, but you cannot donate vision. So the lack of vision is also a big problem. So the people like you, who have a great contribution in different fields, now thinking for making of India of 21st century in the direction which you are thinking is very important. And it is time for the India to prepare a appropriate vision, and for the different fields, starting it from education, health services, industry, agriculture. There are many fields where the future of our country is related, and where we can contribute not only for the country, but as a global world also we can contribute for that. So for that reason, presently what my feeling is, first of all, India is the largest democracy in the world, and it is a successful democracy. I feel that this is our great strength. And at a time of emergency, when I was a student, I entered in politics because that was a fight for saving of our democracy. And I feel that at the leadership of Jayaprakash Narayan and Janata Party, the way in which we fight that election of 77, and actually that was a win for the democracy. But now my feeling is the Indian democracy is the best strength. But as a democratic country, we have a federal constitution. We have the different states belong to different political party, and a strong central government is also there. I feel that our strength is our democracy is our basic strength. We are the largest democracy in the world. At the same time, we need to develop our global thinking in different fields, particularly by considering the problems, situation, and experiences in the whole world. On the basis of that, we need to plan the policies for the future. Now, as far as the India is concerned, the most important problem which we are facing is majority problems are economic problems. And one thing which I am very much clear about it, that we are a rich nation with a poor population. Our country is rich and the population is poor. It is only because of wrong economic policies, bad and corrupt governance, and visionless leadership. I don't want to blame anybody, because I don't want to enter into a political debate for that. there are some of the good things with every person. Some of the things at that time probably it may be correct, may not be correct. But let us leave about the past. What my feeling is, how we are going to make our future is the most important question for all of us. Presently, the young, talented, and technology savvy young population is a great strength for the country. We have got IITs, engineering colleges, and now the presently what the education policy which was already declared by the government, where we want to make resolve the economic problem regarding unemployment is a big problem for the country. The poverty is a big problem. I can elaborate in a way that India is divided into two parts. One is urban India and other is rural India. At the time of the Mahatma Gandhiji, he was telling that 80 to 85% of the population at that time was in village, rural India. But now 30% population is migrated to urban India. The population in Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, really we are facing a lot of problems. And this 30%, what is the reason for the migration of these 30% people from the rural and agricultural India to urban India? That is exactly the most important challenge and problem. We need to consider that is the important priority for the government also. We have 115 aspirant districts where GDP per capita income is very negligible. Already government has identified the districts and we are giving special attention towards that. But the fact is that we have 115 aspirant districts. And at the same time in the agriculture, rural and tribal India, where big population is there, and the 115 districts are also maximum in the agriculture, rural and tribal India, where we are facing a lot of economic problems. Poverty is a big problem. So first of all, to make India strong, we need to concentrate on agriculture, rural and tribal economy, that how we are going to make our socio-economic transformation in this area is the most important problem, most important priority for the government and for the country. In the agriculture, we are facing the problem of water. In the some area, in the rainy season, we are facing problem for floods. And in the March, April, May, we are facing the problem for the drinking water. Every year, 18 to 25% of the population is facing the problem because of the floods. Previously, last 5 years in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, I was Minister for Water Resources. At that time, we have a lot of report we received related with this problem. On the basis of that, even Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time, he visualized the river connectivity project. One of the project was actually at that time we are in my regime, out of 47 river connectivity projects, we have 19 projects. The DPR was already completed. But the cost of this 19 project is going up to 8 to 10 lakh crores. So my idea was it was very difficult to government. It is very difficult to get the fund for that. To taking fund from World Bank or from ADB or somewhere, we need to plan for that. Otherwise, it is difficult for us to start it. And that is the important thing actually, the connectivity from the excess water of Godavari, which is going to the sea. But actually, we have a big problem, not in the court, but even in the states are facing a good problem. There are a lot of disputes between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu because of Kaveri water. At the same time, everywhere there was a lot of disputes. It is really one of the pleasure for me, the achievement in my life, that there was 9 projects. They were disputed. And actually, I got appointed to resolve that project. and I decided by hook or crook I'm going to settle the issues, and successfully we have cleared 7 projects now. There was a quite quarrels between Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Himachal, everywhere, and we resolved at least the 7 projects are now started. Fortunately, after independence, there was an agreement between Pakistan and India. The 3 rivers going to Pakistan and 3 rivers to India. Out of 3 rivers, our excess water, which is as far as the agreement is concerned, it is the right of India, that water is going to Pakistan. And for that reason, I have taken a decision, and also 2 projects already we have sanctioned between Jammu Kashmir and Punjab. So the problem of water problem is a big problem for the country. And now, first of all, we need to resolve the problem by just we have a power grid. We have got national highway grid. On the same line, we need to make the water grid, taking water from one basin to another basin. I know that the ethics, economy, ecology, and environment, these are the important thing for the country. We are also of the same opinion. But ecology and environment, we have to maintain at the same time. We need to resolve the problem related with the floods. I don't know how much amount we are going to waste because of floods problem. Every year floods are coming and destroying the life of the people by and large. So this is the time that we need water grid by which we will resolve the flood problem. We will save the whatever the damages we are facing. Now I'm just giving you example. Between India and Nepal, our plan was to make one big project was there, Pancheshwar. And if we make this Pancheshwar dam, that project giving us 6,000 megawatt power. Already we have understanding with Nepal. And if we can make that project, we will resolve the problem of flood problem of Ganga, particularly in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand, even in Bengal. But we are facing problem. So now somewhere for the future of India, we need to think about water grid, river connectivity, taking water from one basin to another basin, and we can increase the agriculture irrigation more than 50%. That is going to resolve the problem of rural and agriculture India, where this problem, if we resolve, it is going to create more employment potential and good agriculture growth rate for the country. But now this is in the 21st century, this is one of the important problem for India, where we need to plan and we need to think on that line. This is a big project, and I feel that we have to plan for that. The other important thing is regarding water, our 2 important sectors which are very important for our development. One is agriculture and other is industry. Presently, our GDP contributes 22 to 26% from manufacturing sector. Then from the service sector, 52 to 56%. And from our agriculture and allied activities, 12 to 16%. And the population related with agriculture is 65%. There is a problem. Now, this is the time for the country that we need to plan the way in which we need to make economic sustainability into agriculture, rural and tribal India. I'm giving you a good example. In last 21st January's program, we have successfully implemented, we have fighter jet and fighter and helicopters running with bio aviation fuel. We have successfully implemented one experiment taking spice jet flight from Dehradun to Delhi by our Petroleum Institute Dehradun, successfully make that bio aviation fuel from Jatropha oil. And today we have got a lot of potential by using biotechnology. We can increase the productivity of, we can get oil from that, Ratanjot, Moha, Sal, Karanj, Toli. These are the non-edible oil seeds. And it is a challenge with Indian scientists that by using biotechnology, we need to increase the productivity, and at least we have an import of 40 to 50,000 crores of aviation fuel, where we can easily replace by bio aviation fuel. So this is one of the sector which is very important. And India got a barrel land, wasteland, and where we can take the advantage of all this land and we can make this plantation of Ratanjot, Moha, Sal, Karanj, and Toli, which is available in our forest area, and that is going to create employment potential for the tribal people. At the same time, we are now making plantation of bamboo and for the in the westland, and it is also very economically viable. We can make cloth, sarees, furniture, achar, and a lot of thing from bamboo. Bamboo economy is also very important. So using westland, we can create more employment potential in the rural agriculture and tribal area. The maximum tribal percentage is in forest area. So we need our development policy on the forest based material which are available, agriculture based material which are available. We can make agro processing industries. At the same time, now organic farming, now every time it is going to increase, and that is one of the strength for the country, that India will become one of the world capital for organic fruits, vegetable. It can be possible. We have a lot of land is available, and we have got a lot of successful experiments, and we are giving special priority for that. 100%, this is one of the sector where it's going to create more employment potential in the agriculture. I am from Nagpur. In our own area in Wardha district, Wardha, you know that was Mahatma Gandhi's ashram is there, Vinobaji's ashram is there. They have successfully running experiments, taking organic cotton, making thread from that, and they are making all type of organic cloth. And now they have got organic cloth, sari, the shirts, jerseys, and everything. So it can be possible. We are now increasing production in honey. As a MSME minister, I am giving special priority for increasing the production of honey. Our high altitude honey in Uttarakhand and Himachal and Kashmir, the 6,000 rupees per kg on Amazon site is available. So India has got a huge potential for that. So as a how we can develop agriculture, tribal and forest area by creating more employment potential, we need to develop good infrastructure. That is very important. As far as for agriculture and for industrial, so we need four important things. That is water, power, transport, and communication. So regarding power, we are power surplus. We don't have problem. Related with telecommunication, already the network is available. We don't have any problem for that. Regarding water, there is a problem. So we need to resolve the water problem. That is very important. And the water problem is not the problem only for whole country, but majority part is the Bundelkhand of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, then Chhattisgarh, Orissa, and Jharkhand. These are the area where we are facing maximum water problem. So we need to resolve this problem is very important, because otherwise it will be very difficult for us, that there is a big gap between urban India and rural India. So we need more development, more emphasis, more priority for 115 aspirant districts, rural, tribal, and agriculture India. That is very important. As far as the industry is concerned, now we are making a lot of imports. But I am giving you an example that our automobile industry is having a turnover of 4,85,000 crores, out of which 1,45,000 crore is the export. I remember the days of 75 when I was student. There was only two cars was there. One was Ambassador and other was Fiat. I remember at the time when Sanjay Gandhi started that Maruti, and in the emergency time, Indiraji merged Maruti to Suzuki. So there was a lot of debate. And my party at that time, Janasangha, and our people was criticized that. But because of Suzuki, that they come to India, it changed the total picture. Now the all important brands of automobiles, Mercedes, BMW, then Toyota, Honda, Suzuki, all are present in India. And now, as a transport minister, I will assure you that we are on the we are going to finalize the scrapping policy, and by which I am confident that India will become a number one manufacturing hub for electric cars and all type of automobile. Already we are exporting lot of automobile parts and car from India. So 100% I am confident that the future of automobile industry, 100% India is going to get number one in the whole world. And as far as electric car, electric bikes, electric buses, the way in which the lithium ion battery technology, lot of things are developing in India. 100% Indian cost is very less. And because of scrapping policy also, we will reduce the cost. And 100% India is going to be a number one manufacturing hub of automobile industry. And this is the industry which is giving maximum employment potential. So I feel that as far as the Indian industry scenario is concerned, now we are making industrial clusters. We have a tough competition with China. And I'm confident that the whole world, the global economy now, they are keenly interested to going for new destiny for their requirements. The people want to change from China to somewhere. They are finding now their alternative for that. And India is the really one of the best option for them. For investment, for security, for all point of view, India is the best situation. The skilled, talented manpower is available, and that is exactly where they can reduce the cost, and it is going to be very competitive in international market. So upgradation of the technology is very important. Presently, as far as the education is concerned, India has got a lot of potential, good IITs, engineering colleges, management colleges, universities, private universities, and lot of research is going on. I feel that innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill, and successful practices. We name it as a knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for India. So for Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are now making the policy by which there will be import substitute, cost effective, pollution free, and indigenous. We need to reduce our imports. So every field now we are searching, we are making research, we are designing the products, we are accepting the good technology, successful technology, we are making upgradation of the technology, and I am confident by this all these things which we are implementing, by which we will be very much competitive in international market. So the industry point of view also, there are a lot of fields. Industry is divided into a lot of parts. But only one thing which I will request you, I don't want to elaborate it, but you know all the thing about it. But the industry is divided into two parts. One part is again in urban area and handloom, handicrafts, rural industry, agriculture, agro-processing industries, and 115 aspirant districts, the other part. Presently, our MSME contributes 30% of growth in GDP growth. They are contributing 30% from MSME. 48% of the export is from MSME. And up till now, we have created 11 crore jobs. So our idea is for making New India to create more 5 crore jobs. And for that reason, our village industries turnover is now 88,000 crores. And now in 2 years, our idea is to make this turnover up to, we are trying to make it up to 5 lakh crores, by which we can create more jobs into rural and tribal India, in the forest area. We need diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector. We are developing, making bio CNG from biomass. We are making ethanol from sugarcane juice. Now we are using B heavy molasses. Then we are giving permission to making ethanol from rice. We have rice surplus, sugar surplus, wheat surplus. Only we have shortage of edible oil. We are importing 90,000 crores. We are spending on importing edible oil. So the now idea is our ethanol economy size is 20,000 crore, and our import of our petroleum products is 7 lakh crore. So I am confident that here is a place where we can create more employment potential and we can make sustainable India and economically powerful India by at least reducing the import of crude oil by 2 lakh crore. So our idea is to make Indian economy of green fuel, to make it of 2 lakh crore. We can make biodiesel, bio CNG, and the electric is available in India. We are electric surplus. So methanol, from coal also we can make methanol. And also we are working on a lot of taking initiative in it to how we can make India economically strong. And 100% we have got a lot of vision using the appropriate technology, and I am confident 100% we will get the result. As far as the education is concerned, because industry, agriculture, and industry which is divided to two parts, we are already making a vision for that, and the target is of Atmanirbhar Bharat, to make Indian economy as the number one global strong economy in the world. So our universities, our IITs, our institutions, research organizations, they are doing excellent jobs. The most important two sectors which are very important is education and health. And what is the strength of Indian society is the value-based education. मूल्याधिष्ठित जीवन पद्धति, परिवार पद्धति, and shiksha paddhati is our strength. And this mulya, values, this is coming from our religion, coming from our history. This is a basic strength for India. Now in the whole world, there is economic progress is there, but the family system is collapsed. We are facing the problem of poverty, but our family system is strong. It is only because of our culture, because of our Sanskriti, because of our sanskar, because of our values. So we have to make India strong economically by using all type of innovation, science, technology, research, good technology. We are all in favor of modernization. So no, we don't have any hesitation to accept the successful practices and the technology in the world. But at the same time, we need to develop our society, our education on the value-based education, value-based power family system, and that is the strength for India. I feel that our religion, I'm not talking religion means is Hindu or Muslim. Actually, the definition of Hindutva and Hindu is already defined by the Supreme Court, that it is a way of living, way of thinking, way of living. There's somewhere someone telling that I am a patrakar, I am journalist. मैं पत्रकार के धर्म का अनुकरण अपना कर्तव्य का पालन कर रहा हूँ. मैं टीचर हूँ, मैं टीचर के धर्म का पालन कर रहा हूँ. It's related with कर्तव्य. So my feeling is our history, all from Ramayana, from Mahabharata, and even on a lot of history, is really a great strength and asset for Indian society and for the country as a whole. So on the basis of that, already our Ayurveda, Yoga Vidyan is very popular in the world. Our Sri Ravi Shankarji and Ramdev Babaji is doing excellent job. And the world people are accepting that. So whatever the knowledge which we have from Yoga Vidyan, Itihas, Sanskriti, Virasat, Ayurveda, that is very important. Even in Germany, the way in which they are developing Sanskrit, Ayurveda, it is really very remarkable. So my suggestion is, one side, we will accept new technology, modernization, innovation, research, science. Second side, we will plan for development for rural agriculture and tribal India, where a lot of negativity is there. We are facing a lot of problems of poverty, unemployment. And second thing, the urban population is also facing problems because of dense population. Increasing the strength, Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, there is a big problem. And that is the reason that we are facing the problem of water pollution and air pollution also. What my feeling is, on the basis of ethics, economy, and ecology and environment, we need to plan our future perspective on that. And I'm confident that we are all working on that line. And people like you, with your experience and knowledge. I am confident that your contribution will be great, and it is also we need in India for that. On the basis of that, we will frame the policies and we will implement the policy. I am assure you about, I am Minister for Infrastructure. Now, when 95 2000, when I was minister in Maharashtra, I got authority to construct Mumbai Pune Express Highway. That was the first express highway of the country. And then Worli Bandra Sealing Project and 55 flyovers in Mumbai. But today I am making 22 green express highway. I am making highway from Delhi to Mumbai. And within 2 years, the work will be completed. Already 50% of work is started. You can even travel from Mumbai to Delhi by 12 hours with your own car. So within 2 years, total highway network will be changed. 100% I'm assuring you. We are making metros. We are making 100 airports. Already we have completed and also making new 100 airports. So we are now thinking for amphibious seaplanes. The Ganga is clean now. Already, when I was minister for that, I completed the project from Allahabad to Varanasi as a waterways. Varanasi to Haldia is completed. Haldia to Brahmaputra, Bengal Sagar is there. Also, there is no need. Then after Brahmaputra, there is the dredging is completed. Even I go up to Bangladesh to Mugli Airport, we make the complete the dredging for that. Then we completed Barak River also. So we are developing waterways, sea transport, water transport, amphibious seaplanes. And now I already at a time when I submitted report to World Bank for making waterways from Delhi in Yamuna. It comes to Mathura, Mathura to Agra, Agra to Itawa, Itawa to Allahabad, by which you can from Delhi you can connect it to Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, China, up to Myanmar and Northeast India also. So my feeling is now we are a lot of things are now developing in India. I feel that it is a time that we can be have got a potential to become a super economic power. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the challenge which is given by the parliament, given by the prime minister to the whole country, and we are in the process of that. And at the same time, our prime minister dreams to make India 5 trillion economy and 100 lakh crore of infrastructure within 5 years. I am confident that 100% we will achieve that goal. Presently, we are facing very crucial problem of COVID-19. We need to understand art of living with COVID-19. We have lose lot of losses we are facing because of COVID. It's really a very tough situation. But this is a transit period. I am confident that with positivity, with development oriented approach, with strong will, political will, 100% with we will going to win this war against COVID-19, and 100% we will economic war, and we will make India a super economic power, not only considering the economic problems, but as a Vishwa Guru, we can give our thinking and thoughts to the whole world. Now, I just giving you an example that after 47, there was three economic thinking was there. One was socialism, communism, and capitalism. Today, the total three ideology, the socialist party is collapsed. Now it is nowhere. The socialist party is there. Swatantra party for capitalist thinking also, that is also closed. And now the whole world is thinking for new economic thinking. I am confident that the liberal economy of USA also is not an option for that. So it is the time that we can develop a new economic model on Indian situation, which is going to inspire and motivate to give an economic vision for whole world. As a democratic country, we have got the potential for that. So 100% either it is science, technology, or anywhere, or as a we have our whatever the history, and with the we have what are the yoga vigyan, ayurveda, all the things which we have on the basis of that. The knowledge is the most important thing and the power, and I feel that by this is the strength for Indian society by which we can be 100% to be we can become a global economic power, but at the same time a knowledge point of view also we can also give a good vision to the whole world. I am really appreciate the contribution of Mr. Nanda and lot of people who are actually working excellent jobs, and with their knowledge they are really increasing the name of Indian society in the whole world. It is really a great pleasure and pride for all of us. I am giving my all best wishes to all of you. This is a continuous process. It is a long subject, and I'm not the whole expert of all the subject. Even I don't claim that. But taking a lot of things from people like you, we can make an appropriate vision. Our Abdul Kalam Saab was already given us a good vision to India, and we are also working on the same line that how we can make economically strong India. At the same time, we want to make India as Vishwaguru on the basis of our knowledge. So I'm confident that the day will come that the 21st century is the century for India. We need to work on that direction. And people like you, your platform, your organization, institutions, contribution is very valuable, very important. And I'm also thankful for all of you for giving me opportunity to express my thoughts. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I mean, for 50 minutes or 55 minutes, we are COVID, and it was really like a steroid, your speech, you know. And I've been already getting a lot of congratulatory mails, and it was very comprehensive, it was very visionary. And what I was kept on talking about the positive narratives, you really put it in the very positive perspective, sir. What we will be doing is we'll transcribe this and convert this itself into a paper, and then we would like to submit to you. And we'll be continuously working with the ministry, and then government also we work continuously, and wherever we can be of help, we'll be happy to work along with all other maybe 1,000 contributors. We'll really be engaged with you all. And it was like you almost summarized the Indian economy. I mean, started with the social reformer. I mean, 18th century onwards to, and you come. I mean, you didn't leave any sector. I mean, so it was really wonderful speech. And one thing I should appreciate, sir, you are one minister who always said 100%, not even 98% or 98%, 98 or 99%. That's something we know that you can do it also, because I traveled by both Worli Sea Link and the expressway. I've traveled so many times. Incidentally, sir, when you set it up, it used to be empty, free. I mean, the Bombay Pune Expressway, if you remember. Now it's totally jam. I mean, so peak and like that. People thought that time, I mean, it's probably extra or something, but today people realize the utility of that expressway. Similarly, they will appreciate all other expressways that you are really doing. I'm sure under the leadership of the PM and your own PM, whatever you say is really achievable. Thank you very much, sir. It's really wonderful. I mean, we are glad that we could get you today, and it gave us a really flying start, I should say. And we will really work with double zeal and then 200% commitment. Thank you very much. Now, can we stand for national anthem?
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।